this. Tina Clayton's got out very, very quick indeed. Dawson's been completely left. It's going to be Clayton moving away from everybody else. This is going to be an easy win. Is it going to be quick? 10:85. Another excellent performance.
There are moments in sports that feel like a passing of the torch. Not because someone announces it, not because a ceremony takes place, but because history quietly changes direction in front of everyone's eyes. One of those moments happened in Tokyo. As one of the greatest sprinters the world has ever seen cross the finish line for the final time, she looked toward the future instead of the past. After nearly 2 decades of dominance, multiple Olympic gold medals, and countless world titles, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce made an unexpected statement. She believed Jamaica's next sprint superstar had already arrived. Her name wasn't the biggest headline at the time. It wasn't the athlete standing on the top step of the podium. It was a quiet, determined 21-year-old named Tina Clayton. What happened next made that prediction seem almost unbelievable. Within months, Tina helped rewrite athletics history by breaking a world record that had stood untouched, then breaking it again less than 24 hours later. But this story isn't really about a world record. It's about disappointment. It's about watching your identical twin reach the Olympics while you stayed home. It's about injuries, setbacks, impossible expectations, and refusing to let one painful chapter define an entire career. Because sometimes the greatest champions aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who rise higher after everyone starts looking somewhere else. And Tina Clayton's journey may be only getting started. Long before the medals, the records, and the roaring stadiums, Tina Clayton's story began in one of Jamaica's most rural communities. Born in Westmoreland in August 2004, Tina entered the world just 5 minutes before her identical twin sister, Tia. The two girls looked almost impossible to tell apart, but it didn't take long for coaches to notice something extraordinary. Both possessed incredible natural speed. Their mother had once shown sprinting talent herself, although life never gave her the opportunity to compete on the international stage. Perhaps that unfinished dream lived on through her daughters. Everything changed when Coach Michael Dyke saw the twins racing as young children. He didn't hesitate. Instead of waiting for them to grow older, he approached their family almost immediately, convinced he had discovered 2 athletes capable of reaching the highest level. That conversation would alter the course of their lives. The Clayton family left familiar surroundings and relocated so Tina and Tia could attend Edwin Allen High School, one of Jamaica's most respected sprinting programs. For many families, such a move would have been overwhelming. It meant leaving home, leaving friends, accepting uncertainty. But opportunities like this rarely come twice. At Edwin Allen, the twins entered one of the country's most competitive environments. Every practice became a test. Every race demanded improvement. No one was guaranteed success simply because they showed talent as children. And perhaps the biggest challenge wasn't racing strangers. It was racing each other. The sisters constantly pushed one another to run faster. When one achieved something remarkable, the other seemed determined to go even further. That rivalry wasn't driven by jealousy. It was built on trust. Each knew the other would never stop improving. In 2019, the world began paying attention. Tia first set a world best performance for athletes under 15. Remarkably, the record survived only a matter of weeks before Tina lowered it herself. Imagine growing up with your greatest competitor sharing your birthday, your training schedule, and even your face. For most athletes, motivation comes from chasing opponents. For Tina, motivation woke up beside her every morning. Their friendly competition continued throughout Jamaica's famous high school championships. When one sister celebrated, the other celebrated too. When one struggled, both felt disappointment. That bond became especially clear during one unforgettable championship race. A false start prevented Tia from competing for the title. While devastated for her sister, Tina somehow gathered herself emotionally and won the race anyway. Instead of celebrating alone, she admitted afterward that part of her victory belonged to Tia. It was a glimpse into the relationship that would define much of her journey. Soon, international success followed. At the World Under-20 Championships, Tina captured gold in the 100 meters. Then came another milestone. Jamaica's relay team broke the Under-20 world record, with Tina playing a vital role. 1 year later, she defended her individual world title. Even more impressively, the relay squad broke its own world record again. By the time she was still a teenager, Tina had already become a 2-time world junior champion. Many believe senior dominance was simply a matter of time. But elite sport has a habit of humbling even its brightest stars. And the next chapter would test Tina Clayton in ways junior success never could. Turning professional seemed like the obvious next step. Tina and Tia joined the legendary MVP track club under renowned coach Stephen Francis, where countless Jamaican sprint stars had built their careers. Expectations immediately skyrocketed. Fans assumed junior greatness would naturally become senior greatness. Reality proved much harder. The jump from youth competition to racing the fastest women in the world is enormous. Every mistake becomes costly. Every hundredth of a second matters. In 2023, Tina experienced one of the most painful moments of her young career. She failed to qualify for Jamaica's World Championship team. For someone who had dominated junior athletics, missing the national team was shocking. Suddenly, questions replaced praise. Had she peaked too early? Could she really compete with established stars? Then came 2024, an Olympic year. Every Jamaican sprinter dreams of representing the nation on the sport's biggest stage. Unfortunately, injuries disrupted Tina's preparation. When the national trials arrived, she simply wasn't at her best. She failed to qualify for Paris. The heartbreak became even greater because someone incredibly close to her succeeded. Her twin sister, Tia, earned a place on Jamaica's Olympic team. Watching from home couldn't have been easy. Imagine spending your entire childhood chasing the same dream together. Training side by side, winning together, losing together, only to see your sister step onto the Olympic stage while you remained a spectator. For many athletes, that disappointment could have changed everything. Comparison can quietly destroy confidence, especially when the comparison is unavoidable. But Tina chose another path. Instead of dwelling on what she had lost, she focused on what still remained possible. She often spoke about the athlete who inspired her most growing up, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Not just because of the medals, not just because of the incredible speed, but because Fraser-Pryce repeatedly showed that setbacks never have to become endings. That lesson became Tina's roadmap. Throughout the following months, she rebuilt her sprinting. She refined her starts. She improved her acceleration. She strengthened both physically and mentally. The results soon arrived. At the 2025 Jamaican Championships, Tina captured her first senior national title. Even more symbolic was who she defeated. She finished ahead of established stars, including her childhood hero, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, during Fraser-Pryce's final domestic 100-meter race. The victory wasn't simply another national title. It announced that Tina had officially arrived. Then came the World Championships. Against one of the strongest fields imaginable, Tina produced the race of her senior career. She ran a personal best and claimed the silver medal. She finished ahead of several global stars, while Fraser-Pryce concluded her legendary individual championship career. Later that same day, another emotional scene unfolded. Jamaica's relay team lined up with Fraser-Pryce running the opening leg. The baton eventually reached Tia, then Tina. 3 generations of Jamaican sprinting became connected through one relay. As Fraser-Pryce completed her final championship appearance, the baton literally passed through the Clayton twins. It felt symbolic. But no one realized just how quickly that symbolism would become reality. Because the biggest achievement of Tina Clayton's career was still waiting just around the corner. Less than a year after that emotional farewell, Tina Clayton traveled with Jamaica to the 2026 World Athletics Relays. Few expected history. Even fewer expected history twice. The mixed 4x100 meter relay was still developing as an event. Many teams were experimenting. Records continued falling. But nobody had broken one particular barrier. No mixed relay team had ever completed the race in under 40 seconds. Jamaica changed that. Running alongside Tia Clayton and their teammates, Tina helped produce a stunning performance. The clock stopped at 39.99 seconds. For the first time ever, the impossible barrier had fallen. Normally, breaking a world record creates celebration. History remembers the performance forever. But this story had another twist. Just one day later, Jamaica lined up again. Now every opponent understood exactly what they were capable of. Pressure increased. Expectations grew. Instead of slowing down, they somehow became even faster. Crossing the finish line in 39.62 seconds, Jamaica broke its own world record less than 24 hours after setting it. It's difficult to appreciate how rare moments like this truly are. World records are designed to last. Athletes spend entire careers hoping to break just one. Tina helped rewrite history twice in consecutive days. Suddenly, Fraser-Pryce's farewell comments seemed almost prophetic. When she said she believed Tina represented Jamaica's future, she wasn't speaking emotionally. She had recognized something real. Tina herself has never hidden what sharing the track with her childhood idol meant. Competing alongside Fraser-Pryce during her final championship appearance became one of the defining memories of her career. The student had become the successor. Yet Tina's story remains unfinished. Elite sprinting never stands still. Competition inside Jamaica remains incredibly fierce. At the 2026 National Championships, she narrowly missed reclaiming the 100-meter title. One close defeat served as another reminder that staying on top may be even harder than reaching the top. Still, perspective matters. Only a short time earlier, Tina was watching the Olympics from home. Now she owns a senior world championship medal, a national title, multiple world records, and the confidence of carrying one of athletics' proudest traditions. Looking ahead, the future appears incredibly exciting. The Commonwealth Games provide another opportunity to strengthen her reputation. Beyond that lies an even bigger destination: Los Angeles 2028. By then, Tina Clayton will be entering what many sprinters consider their athletic prime. If her development continues, she won't simply arrive as another contender. She could arrive as the face of Jamaican women's sprinting. The role once held by Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The role quietly handed over in Tokyo. Whether she eventually wins Olympic gold or breaks another individual world record remains impossible to predict. But one thing already seems certain. Tina Clayton has transformed from a promising junior into one of the most compelling stories in world athletics. And perhaps the most exciting chapter hasn't been written yet. Tina Clayton's journey reminds us that success rarely follows a straight path. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come after the biggest disappointments, and sometimes missing one dream becomes the beginning of an even greater one. So what do you think? Will Tina Clayton win an individual Olympic medal at the Los Angeles 2028 Games? And could she eventually become the next dominant force in women's sprinting, carrying Jamaica's incredible legacy into a new era? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this documentary and want more inspiring stories about the world's greatest athletes and unforgettable sporting moments, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next documentary. Because sometimes history doesn't announce itself. It simply starts running.